All right, it is July 15th, 2025. I don't know why I keep forgetting the dates. The time is flying by so quickly, and but it's a good thing, right? It's a cool thing. Hopefully your summer is going just as great as it can be. Man, I'm in Toronto here, and it is scorching hot. I don't know where you are in the world, but if you're watching us live right now, I can't speak today. Give me a hashtag live or hashtag replay. I would love that. Today, we're going to talk about something that is near and dear to my heart, which is about pre-selling, which is about not getting stuck in building something and then hoping that everybody shows up. Unfortunately, I see this so many times. People are building things out and then trying to go out and market it. This is where my model of my business model or my dream life model came into play, because not only was I seeing this every single day where, entrepreneurs, online entrepreneurs, building courses, programs, memberships, they were building them out and they were, deciding, okay, what does it look like? Is it a membership? Is it everyday coaching? Is it an evergreen program? Like whatever, building out the model, trying to get all that right. Then building out lead magnets and all these other things. And then they would get stuck in this area of marketing, like trying to sell it. And then hopefully if everything worked out, which it rarely does, they fit their life into it. And they're like, okay, this is cool. This is what I want my business to be like, and making something out of it. I was there for such a long time, so I'm not blaming I'm not pointing any fingers here, not blaming anybody, just pointing out the truth. I'm not saying this never works, but it's rare, right? And so I was, when I first got into online marketing or online business in 2012, somewhere around there, I learned about pre-selling from Clay Collins. That name may not be as familiar these days, but Clay Collins was, in my mind, the catalyst of what pre-selling was all about. But I ignored it. So I learned about it way back then. I ignored it, went to all the other ways of doing things, and it didn't really work for me. I sold maybe, what was it? Maybe $6,000 or something like that over 3 years. I don't know, something like that. It wasn't even $10,000. I'll tell you that much. And 3 years building. So what I want to talk about is pretty simple. You've probably heard of pre-selling before, but this is how I rebuilt my business back in 2019. I was from 2014 or so to 18, around there. I just was going like heavy trying to build programs and sell them, and that didn't really work for me. And then I went back to redesigning everything, ripping down all funnels, eliminating all funnels, like that kind of stuff. That's where it all started. And where the unfunnel was born, simplicity was even enhanced even more. And I wanted to figure out what is the simplest way of doing this. And going back to pre-selling, it is about how to know what is going to work, what is validated by people actually giving you money. See, but one of the biggest mistakes is building something or even co-creating and giving it away for free, right? Like that's not what this is about. The first way that you get validated on your idea is when people actually give you money. So that's the first thing. So if you've ever built a program and you've launched it before and you've heard crickets, this is for you. So this is the thing. A good idea is a buyable offer. This is a myth. If you think that you've got a good idea, then people are going to buy it, it's not going to happen most likely, because when you ask people, hey, if I did this, like if you have this problem and if I built this thing, would you buy it? And nobody really wants to say no. Everybody wants to be really nice to us, right? So that was a big mistake that I had, was asking people, hey, would you buy this? And pretty much every human wants to be nice and they're going to say sure. And I did that and it didn't sell. So I have, and then again, I see this all the time when I say to somebody like, what's wrong with your program? And do you know enough about your market? Do you know what the situation is? Do you know what the outcome is that they want? Like those kind of things. And they all say, yeah, I asked everybody. I did a survey. I don't know if a survey is really the answer here. Like you could ask stuff, but I like having real conversations. And aside from the real conversations, it's actually, hey, here's the thing I'm going to build, all right? And if they give me money, hard-earned money, that's really what's going to validate. If you build in isolation based on what you think people need, that's where the problem is. And again, this is where I was for so many times. I got some notes here that I want to make sure that I'm hitting. So if you're here, by the way, with a hashtag live, hashtag replay, I didn't open up my iPad, which I should do to make sure that people in the Facebook group, if you're there watching me, I'm not seeing anything. So I apologize for that. I should have had that ready to go. Let me see if I can do this real quick while I am streaming live. Let me just see if I go to here. Let me go to my menu and find my event. And let's see here if I am in the right one. I don't know. Let's see this one here. Okay. Technical difficulties, right? Or technical slowdowns or snags. Okay, I see one, but I don't know if this is my Facebook group or not. Oops. Let's see here. Let's go there. Okay. Any comments there? No. Okay, cool. All right. We're back. So I want to give you a couple of signs that would indicate for you whether or not the offer if the offer isn't ready yet. So here's a couple of signs. One, no traction on or low response when you talk about it. So I'm a firm believer that we're not out there all the time to promote our stuff, right? So if you're just promoting it, you're probably going to be just lost in the noise for number one. But there comes a time when you do want to speak about it. And if you are speaking about it or you're putting out information or, hey, DM me if you want to know about this or whatever, and you're not getting any traction on that and you're not, nobody's really responding to it, then that's an indicator that you just haven't nailed what the outcome is or the problem or whatever that looks like. Okay. The outcome is the number two is the outcome is very vague and internal, meaning that you're offering this generalized benefit without specifying specific outcomes. Like, let me give you an example here. My program helps entrepreneurs grow their business. Like every program does that, right? Every program basically helps entrepreneurs grow their business. So you want to be specific. You want to give something like, I'll give you an example here. My program helps heart-centered entrepreneurs pre-sell premium groups to about 5 to 8 clients within 90 days before you even build out the content. That could earn up to maybe $10,000 depending on your offer. Like you can get into specifics like this, but at least there's some kind of specific outcome. Now, be careful about promising things. You know, I spoke about this today in my Facebook group, or my mastermind group in the academy. And, you know, first of all, you can't promise anything about making money. I mean, I sure can't. I know that I've built programs or with Atlas, you know, I've had people go from 0 to 50,000. I've had people make $10,000 a month. I've also had people go upwards of $500,000 and more over 18 months. You know, I've got some big hitters. I've also got people who made 0 in 90 days or whatever. So the goal is to give people a promise, but not extending it into this guru type of promise, into this, you know, bro marketing type of stuff. But you do want to have a little bit of specifics. So if anybody is promising you money, like you're going to make this much money in this many days, I think they're full of it. Like I really do believe they're full of it. And if you ask me, hey, is Atlas going to make me $10,000 a month? It could. Like it all depends, right, on you know your work ethics, how much you know, what your audience look like. There's a whole bunch of different parameters. But now I'm on a tangent, so I don't want to get into that. So, but when you're talking about specifics, be very careful about what the specifics are. But you do want specificity. By the way, if you're here with when you hear me here with me live, let me know with a hashtag live or a hashtag replay if you're watching with the replay. I'm not sure if I'm on the right one here on the Facebooks. Let me just try. This is the one. I see that it's hosted by the Heart Centered Marketing. There we go. Collie's here. See, I knew I was missing something. Hi, Collie. Good to see you. Yeah, I was on the wrong one to see if I was missing any comments there. Nice to see you, Collie. Thanks for being here live. Okay, so we're back to the 3 signs that your offer isn't ready yet. The number 1 is no traction or low response when you talk about it. Number 2 is the outcome is too vague or it's internal stuff. It's very hard to sell a program that says you're going to feel happier, right? The only way that you're going to know if that program works is if that person comes back and says, "Yep, I feel happier." Can you really measure it? I don't know. They'd have to know how to measure it, but it's a hard sell. So be specific to the degree of that's very honest, authentic, and not this bro marketing stuff like that. Hey, have my course, and by Friday you'll have $10 million. You know, you don't want that kind of stuff. That's not what I'm talking about. Another one that is overlooked is that you're selling to the wrong person. Okay, and you're aiming at learners, not buyers. You're maybe aiming at peers, not clients. So there's a lot of freebie seekers out there. I'm sure you know that. And there's nothing wrong with learning. If you're in a place or someone in your world is in a place where they just don't have the ability to invest in your premium programs, that's cool. You can create content that is, for them, that is outside of it, that's not really into that whole product ladder thing. I don't really do a lot of that stuff. You could do that if you want to, but if you're finding that you're in that market where you're at that lower level of the the awareness levels, which is at the unaware market, or the problem aware market, which is like, hey, you've got a problem. Do you want to buy something to fix it? Those are the people that, if the problem aware, they may not be ready to fix it yet. And I find a lot of people are in that zone, and the problem aware, they're either unaware, not very aware of the problem, but they're really trying to communicate or teach and educate on that level at the problem aware stage. And that's where I was for many, many years ago. Yeah, figuring that, oh, you've identified you've got a problem, here I've got a solution, but people just weren't ready to have the solution yet. So you're selling maybe to the wrong people. And one of the big mindsets that helped me get out of this, uh, many years ago, I remember someone telling me, "Hey, you should be charging more money." Even if it was $500, I think I was charging $97 to $297, somewhere around there. And $297 really scared me to sell. And in fact, I remember back when I first started, I did like a 10-hour day, and I charged $17 for it. Like, live. This is live at a mastermind. Come and pay me $17, and I was still freaking out to actually sell that. Go, oh my gosh, is anyone going to buy that? So I really devalued what I did, and I don't want you to do that either. So, and the reason I'm telling you this is because I was in the mindset and speaking to a world that was not ready to pay over $297 or over $500. Like $500 was a lot of money, and it is. And there's no doubt that even a dollar is a lot of money. But if you want to move into the premium level and you're only speaking to that market or that audience that is used to getting things for free or paying $7 for something, or $100 for something, those are the people that you're constantly listening to, and their reasons why they're not going to spend any more money. So your mindset gets into that area, and you can't see beyond it. Once you move beyond it and you see a whole different world, like where I am now, in terms of looking backwards, I'm like, why would I ever sell anything less than $500 or $1,000 right now? And that's even still too low. Like, I can't fathom it anymore, not because I'm better than anybody else. It's because I'm speaking to a different audience now at the same level, right? Like, I have to move up in terms of looking at marketing or money wise. If you ask me, so, well, why don't you sell it for 10,000 or 25,000? Like, whoa, hold on a minute, right? So I understand that barrier of mindset, of money mindset, right? So this is one thing that we have to grow into or grow out of, if you want to. If you're stuck in that zone thinking nobody's really buying my thing, maybe you're just speaking to the wrong audience. Okay, so you're selling to the wrong person. So here's the thing: you do not need a course to actually sell something. You need 3 things. 1, the core promise. You need that. You need a clear problem, and you need a way to open up conversations, like real conversations. I'm not talking about DM conversations that are just sales. Like, hey, do you have this problem? Great, I've got this. I'm going to send you a Loom video, or just shot this video for you. Like, those things are just like, I don't know. It's not for me, and that's not what I'm suggesting. But you do want to have a conversation that opens up, so you can, move people along the pathway. I had a conversation today with one of my mastermind group members, and we were talking about, getting more conversations going with what I call a test drive. And that's where you just gather some people into a group, and you have a conversation with it. It's not a sales conversation. It's just basically a learning conversation, and it's also a way of demonstration, right? And I do these all the time. Now you could get caught in, well, what is this? I got to make it right. I got to be absolutely perfect about this. What's the thing I'm actually doing? The more authentic you are, the more that you share what's on your mind. You share what's in your heart. And even if you don't have anything, like you're just confused, you're like, hey, I gathered you guys together, or I wanted to get on a call with you guys to flush things out. Like, I have some capabilities, I have some skills, I know problems that I've been helping people with. Let me know what some of those problems are, and maybe I can just help you right now with a couple of exercises or something like that. You're giving them pure value, but you're also letting them know, hey, listen, I'm trying to gather some information here based on what your real problems are. And through this conversation, it may help me develop something in the future. I mean, this is where Atlas, what I do, is all about. It's not this program that is a step-by-step clear things. It's more of this operating system underneath that pulls in different tactics, or I shouldn't really say tactics. I don't really want to use tactics as the word, but marketing ways of gaining trust and helping and giving value to your clients or potential clients at the same time. And that's really what it is. It's a learning experience. I take every experience that I do as a learning experience, whether it fails, whether it's successful or not, right? And even at the beginning of this, when you're doing this and you want to pre-sell something, you basically don't have anything except an idea. And the idea is to sell the idea, right? And the only way you're going to sell the idea is to understand exactly what people are willing to part with their hard-earned money. So if you're going to spend time, because time is going to move anyway, you can either spend time building something that you think people want and then hope market at the end and say, well, this is built now, let's go and try and find people. Or you can do it this other way, which is spending the time to have conversations live, something like this maybe, or you get on a Zoom call with 5, 6, 10 people, 20 people, have conversation and help them out, give them something of value, like true value, like, hey, I use this for my clients. Why don't you try this? And learn from them, because they may look at that and you're thinking maybe, oh, this is going to be, module 1. This is going to be part 1. And you give it to them and you watch them actually try to use it and they're confused about it. Like, that is marketing gold, right? For you, that's marketing gold. You can't really get that anywhere else except by watching people actually try to go through your stuff. And then maybe you'll scrap it. So this is why you're co-creating, you're pre-selling, you're building things out, or you're testing before you actually build things. And then when you do actually get an idea where people are like, wow, this was really amazing, thank you for that, that's giving you an indication of what you actually should be building. And then go back to the top of what I just talked about, which is, hey, I've got this idea, I've been talking to people about this problem, and I think I figured it out. So here's what the problem is I think you have. Here's where I think you want, like where you want to go. And in the middle is where I need some help. In the middle is where I need you to help me put together the right milestones or the right bricks along the pathway to get you over there. Because I have so much to teach, I just don't know which one is actually going to land. So this is where my program comes in, or what I'm going to build comes in. Being very honest with it, this is how Atlas started. Atlas started with just that, with an idea of like, I think I got this, and there's nothing built yet. Like, I was completely honest with everyone who bought. There was 18 people at the beginning who bought for $1,000 with nothing, nothing created whatsoever. It was just me saying that, and that's how it all started. And so, can you do the same thing? Yeah, I'm pretty sure you can do the same thing. Maybe it's not 18 people at $1,000 at the beginning. Maybe it's two people at $500, but still, it's $500 or $1,000 you didn't have right now that can build on itself. Now, that's how you do it, pre-selling. If you want, I have a pre-sell document that I have. All you got to do is put the word pre-sell in this thread, or DM me with the word pre-sell and I'll give it to you. It's a Google Doc. I don't know how many pages it is, but it's basically built on everything I told you and everything that I did with Atlas on how to pre-sell it, how to get started with that. Let me know if you want it. It's yours. Good talking to you. Thank you for being here live with me on Tuesdays every time at 7 o'clock. And I'll see you next week at the same time, same bad channel.